Hey guys, welcome to 1159 Videos. Today we have a 2000 Nissan Maxima and the fuel pump is out. So I'm going to show you how to change it. It's pretty simple and easy. Let's get started. Now one of the first things you want to do underneath the seat is actually a little pull tab. Once you pull tab on one side and then you pull tab on the other side, your seat comes out. Once you get access to the seat, this is your fuel pump right here. So let's go ahead and get the seat out of the way. Let's get this broke down and I'll show you what we got to do. And once you got in this far into your Maxima's fuel pump, all you're going to do is 3 10mm bolts. Remove the cover. And from there, it's pretty easy. You have one clip right here. Push down the clip, slide this out of the way, and look at that, slides right on back. Next step, all you're going to do is you're going to squish the two pieces together. Now, once you have access down here, I use a little flathead screwdriver because the two ones right here, they're a little bit harder to get to. So I take that, hold to one side, push on the other, and wiggle till it pops off. Alright, it's coming out right now. And that's the one side right there. Then the second side, same thing. This one's being a little bit more stubborn. Alright. Now, a way you can bypass that, you can pull the fuel pump fuse out. But if your fuel pump's not working, then that wouldn't work that way. So this one actually was a working pump. They had a problem with some water in it and then it actually messed up the pump. So we're going to go and swap it out that way. So next up, you have 6 8mm bolts. And we're going to go and pop that out real quick. Now with the fuel lines removed, like I said, all you got is these 8s. 6 of them, get them out of the way. Now this is also a spring-loaded fuel pump, so as soon as you loosen up the last bolt, it is going to push up on you. Then just pretty much wiggle it out from there. See, it's already pushing itself up, so pretty much make sure all your bolts are out of the way. Then falls in the gas tank. Slide the fuel lines out of the way. Pull off the cover right here and slide out your fuel pump. Now as you see, it's pretty easy to do, so from here I'm going to go ahead and show you how to repair it. Alright, now that we got the Maxima fuel pump cartridge out, first thing we're going to do is we're going to take it apart. You have to take off this section right here. It pops off. You got a little clip right here, and of course you got a clip right here. So the next thing is we went ahead and we've got the new fuel pump coming in. It's right here. What they did when they first saw this, they figured they couldn't do anything about it, so they actually changed it out with a used fuel pump, which failed right away. When you first look at it, you're like, oh my goodness, I can't even see the fuel pump. How am I gonna have to change out the whole entire unit? No, actually you can take this apart, pop it out. It's pretty easy from here. So let's go and get started on this. Alright, pretty much what you're going to need is a pick. I love my picks. A couple flathead screwdrivers. And anyways, first thing we're going to do is we're going to go and start working on, let's get this popped free right here. Usually just all you have to do is just push down, slide this up, and it's out of the way. Come right here. Pop this free right here, hold it up just a little bit. Come over here, pop this one out. Now once those are free, pretty much just start working its way out like this. Just take your time because you don't want to break and pop this line right here. If the springs fall out, it's no big deal. They just slide right into little ovals on the side. Boom. Once you get this out right here, now all you gotta do is you have the power plugs up here. I use the pick to pop the piece free. Down here, all you're gonna do is this clip right here. Pretty much just carefully pop it free like that. Slide it back. So easy that was. This piece right here, I'm going to start wiggling it down. Now I've already taken this apart, so it made it a little bit easier. But there's a little teeny piece like this. It's a little star washer. that helps hold that on there. Once you get that off, then you pretty much can start working and getting it out of there. That's usually where I come up top, and right where the plug is, I'll start working its way down. Now once you can actually use this right here. It helps slide it out. It's where the feed side is, where this is, it just clips right into the little neoprene hose up in there, so it's pretty easy. So let's go ahead and get this thing to pop out. I cheated a little bit. Mine was being stubborn, so I actually took a pair of vice grips, grabbed hold of the bottom right there, and pulled it out. Since we're replacing this anyways, it didn't really matter. Slid it right out, and like I said, this right here, you can tell it's just, there's all sorts of corrosion and stuff up in here. So pretty much putting this back together, you want to clean all this stuff up, make sure everything looks good, nothing's broken up in there. And we're going to go ahead and, now the first thing you want to do is where the plug is. You can either plug it in while this is up here, or you can just slide this in up here, whatever's easiest for you. I usually just slide this right in, then I plug it in afterwards. Once I get this guy where she's supposed to be. Alright, now I know it's up in where it's supposed to be, because what you have to slide in is this. You have to put this all together now. This is the strainer. I advise putting a new strainer on there. This one we're not actually going to put a new strainer. The strainer actually looks pretty decent. It's pretty clean. So we're going to go ahead and put that on first. Now, once you get that on there, you're going to have to go ahead and get the new washer on there. That gets to be a little bit tricky. So let's go ahead and get this guy on here. This little teeny thing, hold that on there. And the big thing is, it really, if you can't get it on there, try the best you can. But you got to remember, this also is held in place by the bottom of this container right here. So this also slides in and holds all that together too. So you have two pieces holding this right here on. So let's go ahead and get this thing on there. Now once you get the washer in there, you want to go ahead and place the rubber. Goes right over top of where the washer went down. And once you know you're into place like that, you'll see this will slide in pretty good. I sprayed a little bit of lubricant in there, make sure it goes on just right, and it pretty much just pops right into place. So once you're in there where you're supposed to be, next step is getting this back in here, which actually can be quite fun. Like I said, remember I told you if the springs come out, don't worry about it. There's little round tubes in here, that's where the springs go. So this side springs right back in, and then we get to start wiggling this thing back into place. So and before you forget, don't forget to plug in your plug. Let's go ahead and get that knocked out real quick before I go any further. Slide this around on this side. You'll know you get it in place because it'll clip in there. So lift up like that, and pretty much she's plugged in now. It's hard to see it, but it's actually plugged in. So double check on everything, make sure it's snapped into place. It is. So let's go ahead and get the springs back in, and we'll start wiggling this back into place. Alright. Now, move this out of the way. Slide back just a hair. Now keep in mind, where these tubes are, they have to go there. So that's kind of got to be your guide. Once you start sliding it in, once you remember where your springs were and tubes, pretty much shows you in the right direction. Tube is going in. Things where it's supposed to be. This should line up with the right here where you're clipping in. Make sure this is all going in the right back in the same direction. You can go ahead and actually, to make it easier while you're already up right here, go ahead and slide it in to the groove right here. So when everything starts going down, it all goes down together. Now that popped in like that, next step is go ahead and let's pop this into place. Alright, here are the little clips, 2 clips. Now that's all put together. That is your fuel pump swapped, and this is a 2000 Maxima. So now it's pretty much time to put it back into the car, clip in the fuel pump, and we'll be set and ready to go. So let's go ahead and get that done. Now since this is a junkyard unit, I also noticed that the fuel gauge, this was actually on the wrong side, so I put it back where it's supposed to be. It's supposed to work like this. So this is one of those times if your fuel gauge ain't working, this is one of those things you want to check for on that. Make sure that all the metal right here is not wore out. Anyways, let's go ahead and put it back in the car.